his wife said. He's out now, come and let's end him now. Unaware the baby monitor was live streaming. I never thought betrayal could sound so casual, so ordinary. But that night, it came through a baby monitor, whispered between laughter and clinking glasses. He's out now. Come and let's end him now. First I thought I misheard. Maybe it was part of a movie playing in the background or just static. But when I leaned closer, her voice, my wife's voice, cut through the noise again. Soft, low, familiar. Terrifying. Setup. It was a Thursday evening, one of those nights where the house felt too big, too quiet. I was on my way home from the hardware store, tired from a week of 12-hour shifts. Sarah and I had been married 6 years, long enough to build routines, but lately, those routines felt like walls closing in rather than comfort. We'd had a few arguments, small ones that never got fully resolved. I worked too much, she said. She felt lonely. I said I was doing it for us, for the house, for our future. She smiled, nodded, but I could feel the distance settling between us like dust. We had a 1-year-old son, Noah. The baby monitor had been my idea, state-of-the-art, with live video, sound, and a remote link to my phone. I bought it mostly for peace of mind during long hours away. I never imagined it would one day broadcast the sound of my world falling apart. The moment, I was sitting in my truck in the driveway, scrolling through my phone before heading inside. The app for the baby monitor pinged. A soft alert. It wasn't unusual. Sometimes it triggered when the cat jumped into the crib. But this time, the light wasn't in Noah's room. It was in the living room where the secondary camera was. Clicked it open. Static. Then a faint hum of music. Then her voice. He's out now, Sarah said. Another voice answered. Male, lower, rougher. You sure? Yeah. His truck just pulled out. She laughed softly. Come and let's end him now. My chest tightened. End him? What the hell was she talking about? The man chuckled, the sound sending chills up my spine. You're crazy, you know that? I'm serious, she said. I can't keep pretending anymore. I just want it over. I want you here. There was a shuffle, the sound of movement, and then, clear as day, the sound of a kiss. I dropped my phone. The screen cracked, but the audio kept going, distorted by the fall. I heard her giggle, that same soft sound she used to make when we were newlyweds, when I'd kiss her neck in the morning. Now it felt like a knife. The realization. I sat there for what felt like an eternity. My hands shook. My chest ached like something inside me had caved in. There were only 2 possible explanations. Either my wife was joking about something horribly twisted, or she meant it. And either way, there was another man in my house. I looked at the front door, dimly lit by the porch light I'd installed just a week ago. The same door I'd walked through 1,000 times. Tonight it felt like an entrance to hell. Called her. Once. No answer. Then a text popped up. Everything okay? Thought you were working late tonight. The words twisted my gut. I typed back, yeah. On my way home now. My fingers hovered over the screen. Should I call the police? Confront her? Walk away? But something deeper, a desperate, burning need for the truth, pulled me out of the truck. I walked up the steps quietly, every creak of the wood sounding like a scream. The discovery. Through the front window, I could see faint light flickering from the TV. Sarah's shadow moved across the wall. She wasn't alone. Opened the door. Slowly. The air smelled of wine. Candles flickered on the coffee table. And there she was, sitting too close to a man I'd never seen before. His jacket was half off, his arm resting behind her. They froze when they saw me. David, she said, voice breaking into a fake smile. You're home early. I looked at her. Then at him. Then back at her. Who's he? She blinked. This is just Mark from. From where? I asked quietly. From work. The gym. Or from the part of your life I don't get to see. The man Mark stood up, hands raised. Hey man, don't get the wrong idea. The wrong idea, said. My voice cracked. You kissed her. Sarah's eyes widened. What? How would you? The baby monitor, I said. You forgot it was on. Her face went white. I saw it then, the guilt, the panic, the way her lips trembled not from fear of me, but from being caught. David, please, she said, stepping closer. It's not what it sounded like. I laughed, a broken, bitter sound that didn't even feel like mine. Not what it sounded like. You literally said, "Come and let's end him now." Her mouth opened, but no words came. Mark took a step forward. Look, it was just. Don't, I said sharply. Don't you dare speak. Noah's cry broke the silence, a soft wail from upstairs. The sound that usually made me melt now just hollowed me out further. Sarah turned toward the stairs, but I stepped in front of her. No. I'll get him. I needed a moment away. Just a breath before I collapsed. The confrontation. I held my son against my chest, his tiny fingers gripping my shirt. His warmth grounding me just enough to think. When I came back down, the man was gone. The front door was open, the night air cold and heavy. Sarah sat on the couch, crying silently into her hands. Please, she whispered. I didn't mean for it to get this far. Then how far was it supposed to go? Yes. She looked up at me, mascara streaking down her face. It started after Noah was born. Felt so alone, David. You were never here. You worked all the time, and when you were home, you were exhausted. I needed someone to talk to. So you talked to him. She nodded weakly. It wasn't supposed to happen, I swear. But he made me feel seen. And that thing I said, it wasn't literal. I wasn't talking about hurting you. I just meant ending us. I wanted to end this marriage. Her words hit harder than any weapon could. Undas. That was the real meaning behind her whisper. Not murder. Not violence. Just something quieter, colder. The slow death of love. The breaking point. I sat down across from her, my son now asleep in my arms. So you were just waiting for the right time to destroy everything. She shook her head. No, David, I didn't want to hurt you. I just didn't know how to tell you I wasn't happy anymore. So you thought cheating would fix that. Her sobs grew louder. It was a mistake. I ended it tonight. I told him I couldn't keep doing this. That's why he came over to talk. I stared at her. You ended it by kissing him. Silence. The truth sat between us, heavy and unbearable. Do you even love me anymore? Asked finally. Her eyes darted away. That was my answer. I felt something inside me give way, like a rope snapping after too much strain. I stood up, laid Noah gently in his crib, and came back down with my suitcase. I'd packed it weeks ago, a quiet act of paranoia I never thought I'd use. But somehow I'd known. I can't stay here, I said. She stood too, tears streaming. David, please don't do this. We can fix it. I shook my head. You can't fix something you already decided to end. The aftermath. The following days were a blur. Lawyers, papers, custody arrangements. Sarah begged me to talk, to listen, to forgive. But forgiveness felt like a language I no longer understood. At night, I'd sit in my small apartment, scrolling through old videos of Noah laughing, Sarah smiling, our family whole. And then I'd remember the sound of her voice saying, "He's out now. Come and let's end him now." That sentence replayed in my mind like a looped nightmare. It wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it. He's come. The quiet certainty of someone who had already moved on. Months later. One evening, months after the divorce was finalized, I picked up Noah from Sarah's place. She looked thinner, tired, like someone who finally understood what she'd lost. "I'm sorry," she said quietly at the door. "I know," I replied. "But sorry doesn't rewind time." She nodded, tears welling again. "Do you hate me?" Pause. "No. But I don't know how to love you anymore." As I buckled Noah into his car seat, he reached out his tiny hand and said, "Dada." That single word was my anchor. My reminder that not everything beautiful had been destroyed. The reflection. Sometimes I still think about that night. The flicker of candlelight, the sound of her laughter through the monitor, the way my heart fractured in real time. People talk about betrayal like it's fire. Hot, immediate, consuming. But they're wrong. Size. It spreads slowly, quietly, freezing everything it touches until even memories turn cold. But from ice things grow again. Slowly, painfully. And one day maybe I'll thaw completely. For now, I just drive home to my son, to the soft hum of a new baby monitor I bought for peace of mind, this time turned off when I leave. Because some truths once heard can never be unheard.